Good Monday, photographers. Welcome to our monthly free marketing webinar sponsored by Equine Photographers Network with Kim Beer Seminars. So today what we're going to be talking about is how to fill up your marketing funnel. Sort of how to prepare your customer's journey. And my theme for February for a lot of my clients is just this, thinking about how we're going to create and fill a marketing funnel and a customer journey, prepare that customer journey, prepare all the steps that the customers are going to take in order to have a successful marketing program. Now, this is actually one of, to me anyway, I guess, one of the funnest parts of actually creating your marketing program. It's also one that people don't ever seem to do. So maybe because it is fun, it is creative, it's something that you can sit and dream about. And so it plays really well into artists' wheelhouse, but for some reason, we don't ever seem to do it. It's one of those places that's really uncomfortable for the high-tech businesses, but for creatives, it should be absolutely a walk in the park. And you want to know something? Not only is it a little bit of a walk in the park for creatives, it is probably one of the best things you can do for your business. I know everybody wants to know about Facebook. I know everybody wants to know about how to place the right ad. I'm always talking about in my live presentations, everyone kind of looks at me like I have some sort of magic bullet in my back pocket and I'm going to explain to them, or maybe I have the secret scroll that actually gives you the spell to make customers buy online. But I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about this month with with the marketing program is probably the actual secret weapon in getting customers into your business. And it's fun and interesting to create a marketing funnel. All right, my name is Kimberly Beer. I am the owner and president of Midnight Productions Incorporated and Kim Beer Photography. I'm also an authorized local expert and solution provider with Constant Contact. Constant Contact is an amazing email software suite that allows you to build really professional marketing emails, keep a hold of your contact database the way that you would like, and also get some really good reports to let you know how your marketing is working with email and really structure so that you can make a little bit more impact with email than you've ever made in the past. And if you would like to get involved with Constant Contact or would like to try it, I have some great specials that are always available to folks. All you need to do is email me or take a run by my website at midnightproductionsinc.com and sign up for a free 30-minute consultation with me. And I will give you a really point-by-point feature of what Constant Contact can do for you. All right, now let's dive right on into what is a marketing funnel. Put simply, a marketing funnel is a way that you can structure your inbound marketing flow in a way that funnels prospects into customers. So it's pretty easy. This little graphic is one that pretty well describes it. I absolutely adore this graphic, so hang a camera around his neck, and if you're an equine photographer, hook up horses to all of those people. Basically, this is the concept. We're going to funnel people into our business. And although realistically for a lot of retail shops, that might have happened off of the street, kind of like this little physical graphic is doing. But in our world, a lot of it happens online or it happens through networking. Again, I teach digital marketing every single day. I get up and live and teach and do digital marketing. But I'm going to tell you the really good contacts, the ones that are going to be your best customers later and also the best source of your new business through referrals are people that you meet face to face. So it's really important to do networking, to get out, to talk to people, to get really involved in what folks are doing. We try to do that here more and more and more in my business. I hold free webinars. That's one way of networking with people. There's tons of ways to do this, but the whole concept here is to get people to come to your business. And we are talking specifically about photographers. And so I think a lot of times photographers and artists, sometimes in general, look at this very traditional concept in marketing of funneling customers into their business and go, oh, that's not for me, but it is for you. It is for you in many and amazing ways. So if we look at a little bit more traditional graphic, this is what a marketing funnel looks like. At the top of the funnel are your leads, in the middle are the prospects, at the bottom are the customers. Now, the great thing about this is this whole process creates a funnel that refills itself, because the customers that come out the bottom bring other people to your business that come in through the top. So, and also many times they are repeat customers, so they go right back through the funnel. The really good part of that is that they don't spend much time being leads or prospects. They go directly to being customers. So another way we can look at this funnel is kind of turned on its side. So we take a group of people that are potential customers, then we initiate some type of an action that makes them contacts. So that can be we've met them at an event, or they stopped by our studio, or we met them via email, or we met them on social media, or any of a host of ways. So you have your potential client, and then they become a contact. At that point, we now have a way to reach this person, either through social media or email marketing or something like that. And we can help them, guide them into becoming an actual lead. So we're going to create a campaign or a lead magnet or something like that that says, gets them to raise their hand and say, I want more. And then once those folks who have raised their hand and said, I want more, they become finalists or prospects in this world. And so those prospects, then we treat a little bit differently than we would the leads or the contacts or the potential customers, and hopefully encourage them through repeated contact and information gathering and gentle nudging into becoming clients, which then turn into sales. And then those sales come back through the top and refill the funnel by going through the process again, or by encouraging people that they know to come back through the process. It's a pretty simple concept. It's nothing new. You see a lot about click funnels and funnel marketing being advertised on Facebook right now in particular, or at least I do. If you have any interest in marketing, those targets will find you, or those businesses will find you because you're their target market. But this has been around for an extended period of time. The thought process of funneling customers through a customer funnel or an acquisition funnel or a marketing funnel is a very traditional concept within marketing. And the really cool thing about the marketing funnel is that it really plays well with social media and with more modern marketing methods, because we have a way to reach more potential clients than ever. All right. So the next step is, once you have in mind a funnel, you need to design a customer journey. So that's looking at the steps of your funnel from your customer's perspective, which is a really important element in this whole process. Now, you can get super fancy with your customer journey. You can make it akin to a hero's journey. If you've never heard of that, Google it. Along with the words Joseph Campbell. So Google Hero's Journey with Joseph Campbell. And it talks about archetypes, and there's some really interesting things we love to do here on our ranch with the horses and equine gestalt coaching with our equine gestalt coach. And we take people, and it's just an amazing process to get them to design their customer's journey from that heroic perspective. You don't need to make it that complicated, though. That's a lot of fun, and it gives you a great amount of insight, but it's not necessary. it is a wonderful thing to do, but it's not necessary for you to be able to attain a good customer journey in your business. All you need to do is think about the steps of this funnel from your customer's perspective and make them as enticing as humanly possible. In the end, we end up with 3 really important steps in the marketing funnel: the acquisition step, the serving step, and the retention step. So as we go along, we need to think about these 3 really important actions to our business and our sales and our success. Ask yourself this: how do you find customers? And do you really know your target market? So one of the struggles that I have, again, particularly with photographers and artists, because I do work with a lot of them, is that, and I am one, so I tend to struggle with this as well, is that everybody needs a photographer and everybody can hang my art in their house, right? Well, yes, but there is a very specific target market. And if you're an equine photographer, you already have your target market. And then you have niches within that target market. Do you work strictly with English folks? Do you work strictly with Western folks? In my horse show career, I worked almost exclusively with reiners. I enjoyed that particular sport a lot. So my target market tended to be niched down to working with high-end performance horses. That's not everybody's target market. And yes, in my career, I did a variety of things that were outside that. I have worked with, and now my niche, by the way, is working with equine coaches, but I've done everything from, and I can't remember the name of it, which is why I'm struggling, the tests for the warm bloods. I had a barn that was not very far from me that couldn't find a photographer in time for their test, and so they had me come do it. She explained to me what she wanted. It was fun. I had a great time. It was highly educational. I don't work a lot with warm bloods though, so it took a little education on my part. The point to this story, and it does have a point, is that the lady from the warm blood barn who hired me based off of an ad that was centered towards targeting reiners. It was well focused. The images were beautiful. She's like, oh, that's a talented photographer with a clear message. I'm going to contact her for something that I don't think she does and just ask her if she can help us out. When your message is good and clear to your target market, it will attract other markets. So pick the people that you work with the best, the ones that you like, the ones that you found the most mojo with, and direct your message to them, and you will be amazed. You will not exclude people, which I think is everyone's fear. You will actually attract people that aren't necessarily in that group. In all honesty, my raining pictures ended up getting me the first client I had for equine coaching, and now that tends to be what I do all year long. So it's very important to keep that target market in mind. And how do you find customers? Really, really deeply, what are those people's values? What are they interested in? What is that person that you're looking for? If you Google creating a customer avatar or creating a marketing target avatar, it can give you a whole ton of steps to be able to help you discern exactly who your customer is. My recommendation is that you take a look pretty deeply at what that person values, what that person's interests are, and what that person's behaviors are. Those are all 3 things that this new trend in deep target marketing in social media are leading to being able to reach out and to touch. So knowing it serves multiple benefits. One of the benefits is that you really get to know your target market for your marketing funnel and for your customer journey. But another one is you can take that information and data and use it in creating your audience on Facebook's targeted marketing. So really think about your customer. Who is this person? So for an equine photographer, chances are you're being hired by a woman. There are a number of men in our industry, but a lot of times it's over 70 something percent of them will be women. And even if it's not a woman that you're working with directly with the horse, there's probably a pretty good chance that a woman owns that horse somewhere. So think about what your target market, what your customer values. What does a female horse owner value? She values her horse. She values her horse looking beautiful. She values being treated really with a lot of special treatment. She values good customer service. She values intelligence. She values artistic ability. I bet you, most of you have all of these things in spades. Now, again, remember that just because you're targeting a woman as your target market doesn't mean that men won't be attracted to the ad. It actually, like I said, works the opposite. It really helps to attract because your message is focused. It's focused on something that is a shared value system among horse owners. So really, really think about who your customer is. Who is actually doing the hiring, not doing the writing, but who is doing the hiring. For some of you, the writing and the imagery has to impress a young person, but the person who's pulling out the checkbook or the credit card is a parent. Some of you are going to be at horse shows. Some of you are going to be doing farm calls, or you're going to be doing private shoots or mini sessions or lifestyle sessions. What do people value within those things? What do your clients value? What do they find attractive? Look at the commonalities there. Just like you looked at the commonalities to come up with the demographics for the for your targeted marketing in Facebook. All right, so now let's talk about the acquire part. How are you acquiring customers? Where are you on that top part of the funnel where you're reaching potential leads and getting contacts and getting them more interested in your business? Where are you acquiring them? For some of you, if you have a studio, excuse the fact this is a small business owner, this presentation is designed for business owners because this is an integral part of all small businesses. But for some of you, that may be a studio that people walk by. I would say more often for you guys, though, it is either through search engines or SEO, that's search engine optimization. So it's your website, basically, in this case, or it's through some type of networking, either online or in person. That is going to be the tendency for how you get new customers. They're either going to come from previous customers, or they're going to see you online, or they're going to see you at an event, or you're going to meet them somehow through networking. So here's homework for you. From your customer's perspective, I want you to think about how you found your business. So how did they find your business? What did that look like? Was it on Facebook? Was it on Twitter? Was it on a website? Was it through a Google search? How do you imagine people finding your business? And then what was the call to action that encouraged them to get involved with your business? So from your customer's perspective, how did they find your business? What did that process look like? And what call to action did those folks follow? Let's talk about the serve part of the component of serve component of that equation. So we've talked about acquire. So now you've actually gotten their contact information. What are you going to do with it next? What are the steps that it's going to take to move someone from being a prospect to a customer? So our first paid, so if you pay to come into the Marketing Forum program, our first webinar for next week is going to be really focused on this particular step. And we're going to talk a little bit about the acquisition part, but honestly, I spend most of my time talking about the acquisition part, and the acquisition part is one small step in a lot of steps. And it's actually the littlest and probably the least important. Whereas this step, which is taking the customer from being a prospect into an actual sale, is really an even more important step. This is where you're going to use lead magnets, and you're going to use things that really encourage that customer, kind of carrots in front of them, to get them really interested in what you're doing. Content marketing is the way that most people do this. So they use the content of their message to sway people into a purchase. This can be done in a multitude of ways, and segmentation and personalization, as well as the customer journey, are big parts of that. So again, we're going to talk a lot about that, but you need to think very carefully about what you're using for content, and then where you're exposing that content, and who is seeing it, and how much traction are you getting through your various networks in order to get your message out. Another type of serving would be blogging. Blogging is a really effective way of serving your customers. In our case, or in artist's case, a lot of times it's serving our customers with inspiration, particularly inspiration to hire us. Another opportunity might be webinars for those of you who are doing teaching or training. This is an opportunity for you to really show people what you can do. If you've developed a product or service around photography, this is another really good opportunity for you to showcase that. Video is another way for us to get out and talk to people and get face-to-face in that serving part of the equation. And finally, email. That's probably my favorite way to be able to get people into my customer funnel and get them really effectively to convert over into being paying customers. Now, I'm going to grant you full disclosure. Yes, I get paid by Constant Contact, but I'm going to tell you the reason I get paid by Constant Contact is because I started going to their stuff because I was already using email marketing and saw what a huge benefit it was to my clients and wanted it to be more effective, and partnering with them just made sense. I'm going to tell you, email marketing is one of the primary differences between the clients of mine who are making the most money and the clients of mine who are struggling to get their customers to convert. It truly does make a huge difference. In the end, you should come up with a very effective tribe of people who are ready to follow you and buy from you, whether you're selling art or whether you're selling farm shoots or whether you're selling at a horse show. Please excuse the fact that these folks do not look equestrian. They could all have horses. I see a couple of horse girls in there. All right, write this from your customer's perspective. What happened after your customer clicked or took whatever call to action was in your lead, was in that part that moved them from being an acquisition into being a prospect or an actual customer? What happened? What did that look like? Did they click something on Facebook, and then what happened? Did they get an email? Did they go to your website? Did they get dropped in your shopping cart? Did they fill out a survey that got them to talk about what they need in their photo shoot? What happened? What are you doing to retain your customers? So that third part of the acquire, serve, and retain. What is your plan for aftercare? What happens after the sale, or what happens in the interim in between when somebody becomes a prospect and you actually get their shoot done? So what are you doing to retain them? And what, even better, are you doing to encourage them to get more involved with your business? Here is your opportunity. Because what is really key about the retention step is not only building loyal customers, but giving your current customers the power to be able to reach out through their network and get you more customers, because birds of a feather always flock together, and you're able to actually reach people that you would not have reached in any other way but come to you through a referral. And I'm going to tell you, those are the best customers. Referred customers are the best customers. All right. In a great way of thinking of how to serve your customers and how to retain them, I've already mentioned email, but the retention part for email is critical. It is a way for you to communicate on the most intimate level with someone after a sale. It's when they're most likely to be open to sharing your information and also working with you again. And email is the way that you can reach them without them having to do a lot of stuff to get to you. So in other words, they don't have to log into Facebook and scroll through a bunch of other posts. They are checking their email, which they would do regularly, and then they have to determine to get rid of your email versus read it instead of just scrolling past it in a news feed, or even logging into the news feed for that day, for that matter, or even getting through EdgeRank for getting your post even seen by the people you've pushed it on. So again, I am pushing you towards email because I think it's a really critical step. And I think it's a very important component, whether you use Constant Contact or not. I think you need to be using email marketing. I know you need to be using email marketing. And I know for photographers, you don't need to send out a weekly email. You don't need to send out a daily email. But a monthly email or a monthly email during the season that you're actually working in a couple of months before is really important to retention and also getting new clients and getting your calendar booked for the year. So I book a year in advance. The way I do it is typically through referrals and email marketing. My calendar is already booked up this year for photo shoots, for out-of-town photo shoots. I could do some here around town, but typically I don't have clients in Missouri. But it books up because I send out emails towards the end of the year that get people interested. So if you're doing farm calls and the kind of work that I'm doing with commercial photography, it's a no-brainer. My Constant Contact pays for itself in no time at all. All right, I'm going to move on. What's next? So the next phase of things is for you to go to the Equine Photographer's website and sign up for the monthly marketing forum. And last month we talked about Facebook, which was really technical. Where do you click here to do that? How do you decide to do this? What's the performance for my Facebook page? It was all very highly technical. This month we're going to focus more on getting you actually to design a customer funnel, to think about how you want to go about marketing your business, to come up with a plan to get people into that funnel and get them into your referral network and to turn them from someone you met in the line at the grocery store that you got their contact information into an actual photo shoot that puts money in your pocket and grows your business. So that's what you need to do. Head over to Equine Photographers Network, and I will put the link for the sign up in the recording and everything I do. I'll make sure it's somewhere clickable near wherever you're watching this. But head on over and see and get signed up. It's really inexpensive. As a matter of fact, it's probably the least expensive marketing month or marketing calls that you can do on this subject. I know there's a lot of people out there teaching this. I have my own personal take on it, not to say that I don't repeat a lot of other methodology because they're common methodologies, but I do have a unique take on how I like to design lead magnets and customer journeys and that kind of thing. That is what we are going to be working on for the month of February. It's going to be fun. You will enjoy it. So thank you all for listening. What's next is success for your business. And I truly hope that even if you don't come to the webinar series, or the recording forum series, is really not webinars with a specific time. You can watch anytime you want. But if you don't come to that, please take the stuff that you've learned here, write out a customer journey, and really start working on getting more people into your business and really thinking about how you're going to serve them after they give you their email address or after they like your Facebook page. How can you create a world where your perfect target market can find you easily and then is inspired through their journey with your business to buy and spend with you and then come back and tell their friends to come as well. All right. Have a great week. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you guys on the forum. Those of you who are already paid up for February, head on over there and ask me some questions, and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much.